Yeah, so there's tons of tools, and I think that one of the great things about living in this age and being marketers is that there will never be a shortage of tools. Like there's tools that you can use to do pretty much anything, and it's really up to your own creativity around which ones you want to leverage for your own business. And you could get bogged down into the tools for sure. So I won't spend too much time.
So fast.
Exactly, so fast. So I have a few that I use, but the first ones that I want to mention are really some tools that I think could be in any marketer's toolkit, whether you're growth hacking or not. The first one would be Trello. So I think that Trello is a great tool to give you an opportunity, to Chip's point, around like seeing the long-term strategy. Trello allows you to have these different boards, and then you can set on these boards the different efforts that you're going to take over the course of 12 months. Let's say, for example, that you were able to say, okay, 80% of the efforts that we do on a yearly basis are going to be pretty low risk. We're going to write blog posts. We're going to reach out to podcasts. We're going to send out tweets. We're going to share Facebook posts. We're going to run sponsored posts on different blogs, whatever those may be. That's 80% of your content. You upload those as cards on the different boards on Trello, and then you move them along the board as the year goes by. 20% of the effort that you're going to do is going to be a little bit more high risk. You can add cards that are associated with those. And then 10% of the cards you're going to do are completely out there, full-on experiments that are probably going to fail, but at least you're trying them, and you can actually run some growth hacks to see whether or not that idea is going to work. Once you move them across the Trello board, you can start to place things into, this idea worked, let's double down on it. This idea didn't work, let's throw it to the side. So I really love Trello from a visualization standpoint. The folks at growthhackers.com also offered a tool that does something similar, and I haven't used it myself, so I can't necessarily say that that's what I would recommend, but it's something that I would definitely consider as well. In Trello, from like a managing your experiments and your growth hacks, Google Analytics is a no-brainer. Like I think that everybody needs to have analytics installed. There's also services like Mixpanel if you have an app and you want to ensure that you're tracking that. Like there's no question that analytics is at the core of all of these different things. And then to actually understand the data, there's things like Google Sheets. So you want to have a spreadsheet. You want to make sure that you're tracking your click-through rates on different efforts. You want to make sure that you're tracking how well certain experiments are doing in comparisons to others as well. Now, if we wanted to get into some very growth hacky tools, one that I love is called Duck Soup, DUX-Soup. And what it does is it's a Chrome extension that installs into your browser, and it allows you with the click of a button to automatically visit different LinkedIn profiles. So if you were to log into LinkedIn, you were able to go into, say, Sales Manager, and you type in that you're looking for digital marketers who live in New York. You can press Duck Soup. Duck Soup will then start to look at those people's profiles, and then something magical happens just because of the LinkedIn algorithm. What LinkedIn does is they'll show a notification to somebody saying that Ross Simmons has viewed your profile if they happen to visit that profile for a certain amount of time. Duck Soup will visit each profile for a certain amount of time. If that person gets a notification, you start to be on their radar. You can add them to LinkedIn, send them a message, just get on more people's radar, which is a great hack.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's a great tool, and it also allows you to export their names, their emails, things of that nature. Another tool that I've used in the past is Narrow, NARROW.io. And what that allows you to do is identify a few keywords or hashtags on Twitter that you want to automatically just like. So for example, I love this tool when I go to a conference. So you can go to a conference, let's say the hashtag is #RogueConference or something like that. You could upload that to Narrow, and then Narrow will automatically like anybody who has used that hashtag's tweet, therefore helping you get on their radar while at the conference, making it easy for you to shake hands and meet somebody who you may not have met before. So it's another great automation tool. And then finally, I have to plug my own tool, Crate, so getcrate.co, which is a content curation tool that allows you to simply plug in a few handful of keywords. It allows you to plug in the Twitter handle of a user who you want to build a relationship with, and then within seconds, you'll be met with a handful of articles that that person has tweeted about, that person has written, keywords that are included in that title, and then you can press a handful of buttons within seconds to schedule all of those tweets to kind of be sent out, and therefore you again get on the radar of somebody that you're trying to build a relationship with. So that's a lot of tools. That's 6 of them. I would recommend that everybody consider and try them out. To Chip's point earlier, there's no question that not every tool is going to make sense for everybody. And I 100% don't think that everybody should try Duck Soup or Narrow or even Crate. Certain people are going to like them. Certain people are going to be able to get the most bang for their buck out of them. And that's just the reality of this world of digital marketing today.
Absolutely true. Chip, I know we were talking earlier. What was the tool that you were saying that you were particularly excited about recently?
I don't want to share any of my tools now because they're not like duck soup or having some name I can't spell. We were talking about a lot of different tools, and sometimes, even we're worried a lot here at Rogue about engagement and just how can we do some of those kinds of things. And we've got our chatbot, for example, is one of the ways that we are really working hard to try to grow our engagement levels and all those kinds of things. Just the ability to have artificial intelligence in that perspective and doing it in a very streamlined, and it's a very specific way that we're working this particular chatbot. But even that is helping from a growth perspective. We do use Hotjar, so we can kind of see modifying things. Those are great things to be able to do. I mean, these are very practical things that we're able to do with some of our clients. And then another one that we were talking about was this Hello Bar, which also allows you to engage with people right where they're at, who they're at, and doing some of those kinds of things. So Hello Bar is another interesting tool from an engagement perspective.
Yeah, the chatbot ecosystem is definitely blowing up. It's something that I haven't spent as much time as I want to in yet, but it's the next thing on my list to experiment.
Well, everybody says it's super easy, and as Ashley can attest,
not so much.
It takes a little work.
It takes a little work. You really have to know. I would say if you're going to start with the chatbot as a hack, you should definitely know your audience and what you want to say to them on multiple levels, because there's all sorts of loopholes and places they can get lost at. And next thing you know, they're getting weird GIFs that you didn't ever set up in the first place. So definitely been there, done that.